What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. We're a little bit late with this one, but we're here nonetheless. Hope y'all having a good midweek and you're staying warm because of the freezing temperatures, but it's neither here nor there for Chicagoans. But we bringing it back to the near south side this time. This one was a fun one. We were at C2E2 when it was held in December during the pandemic, or right after the pandemic. So this was a very fun one, and it's a lot of history inside of this one, very much so. So y'all stay tuned. This originally aired December 13th, 2021.
Sarah?
Yeah.
Let me just tell you, I've never felt cooler in my life.
Well, I mean, you're in a place where really that's not
possible normally.
It's really.
But we here. We're doing it. 77 flavors starting right now. Let's go.
This is the podcast where we visit all 77 of Chicago's historic neighborhoods and discuss their heritage and taste the amazing food.
And if you know anything about us, we love two things, food and Chicago, so I can't wait to burn this gas money.
You ready?
Let's get it.
This is the 77 Flavors of Chicago, the podcast.
Yo, welcome back to another dope episode of 77 Flavors of Chicago.
If you say we're on location, I swear to God, I'm shutting this shit down immediately. Okay?
She's showing out in front of company now. Here it is. Here we go. Coming to you on location.
We're always on location, wherever we are.
Oh, my goodness. Dario, Sarah.
Hello.
We're here with our guy from...
We just said that.
Yeah, we fed him. That's our guy.
I'm your guy.
Yeah, you our guy. Chicago's guy. We finally found out who the man is. Mr. Chris with Task, everybody.
Hey.
What's happening?
Thanks for having me, you guys.
We have clapping
Hold
noises.
on. No, we got clapping. What you like, Chris?
You've got clapping on here?
Yeah.
We got loader. We got this. I mean, look, we got... What you want to do? You want me to redo it? We can do it.
So you spent $10,000 so you can have a couple buttons.
Yep.
We got a different buttons here. We got a couple buttons right here. Hold on, we gonna do it just out of.
Yeah. Wait, so do that one again?
That's what she said.
Do it again. That was perfect. If y'all don't know who Chris is, he is the creator of the Twitter account and the hit Netflix TV show Chicago Party Aunt. So here's
the thing. I say aunt.
Uh-huh.
He's like, it's aunt.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you're saying it wrong.
damn, Chris.
If you're a true Chicagoan.
I'm not a true Chicagoan.
Well,
Yes, she's from Jordan.
I'm
You're
an
from
honorary
Jordan?
Chicagoan. Yeah.
All right, well, I don't know how the hell you say it over there.
Aunt.
But over here, it's aunt. Aunt.
We're gonna get all these Chicagoisms corrected today.
Damn right. But you know what the pain in the ass is? When I say the show to people, like Chicago Party Aunt, some people think it's about an insect.
Are you serious?
Yes, and so then I have to be like, no, A-U, and... Yeah.
That's why it's aunt, Chris.
We got all the buttons. I told you. I'm prepared. I'm prepared. That's crazy. That's really crazy.
But yeah, here in Chicago, aunt, because we our vowels,
that's
like
true.
D's, dems, those.
Yeah.
These guys, those guys.
That's very true.
We getting into voices. I'm about to ask him, hey, do the voice. do Kurt's voice.
God damn it, Diane.
Let's go. Oh, my good. Man, first of all, thank you for doing the podcast with us, man. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I got to say, I'm a little out of my element right now. This is my first.
Why?
Yeah.
Why are you out of your element?
As he pulls out a foam sword and a Power Rangers morpher.
Why are you out of your element?
As he pulls out his full Power Rangers shit.
What's wrong with the elements here? I feel comfortable.
Listen, I've been hearing about... Oh, my God.
Chris is like, I'm not... You know what? I don't need this.
This is going to be...
I don't need this.
A long fucking day for me at this thing. Listen, I've heard about these things for years, Comic-Cons, okay?
Yeah.
I know there's a huge one in San Diego,
Yep.
and this one seems to be pretty big, too.
This is huge.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
And so they asked me if I would come speak at this thing, and I was like, I've never gotten to come to one of these things, and so I jumped at the opportunity. But now that I'm here, I'm a little scared.
Just wait. Just wait. Just wait, it gets better.
I feel like the people that come to these kinds of events are like the nicest.
Totally.
people.
Very nice.
For sure.
I think this is a good place to be free. We talk about
You could
expression,
do- yeah,
Yes.
right.
and it feels it's very welcoming, here.
If we haven't mentioned,
Yes,
we're at
we have-
C2E2.
Yeah, we are at C2E2. C2E2 stands for Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo.
I just
Started.
learned that this morning.
Yeah.
But what do the twos have to do with anything?
So
Two C's and two E's.
Oh, now
I thought it should
I
be C
get
squared,
it.
E squared, but
Yeah, right? Yeah.
See, look.
I'm just a mathematician like that.
And
now
you
I-
calling us the nerds? Okay. All right. Squared. Okay.
It makes more sense. I don't know.
No, it's so C2E2 been around for since 2010.
Okay.
And we were talking before. This is my sixth time being
Oh,
here.
my God, Dario.
He's very excited.
Yeah.
I am.
He's a regular now.
I am. These are my people.
These are your people?
these are my people. It's cool. I met. I was telling you, I met the Power Rangers. All
Yes.
of the Power Rangers. Here, and that was our childhood.
I watched
school.
it every day after school.
Yeah,
That's
man.
crazy.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Yeah.
it feels good to finally actually meet these people.
Yeah, for
You know what
sure.
I'm saying?
For sure.
Well, I do want to talk about how you
Yeah.
started the Twitter account.
Yeah, let's
Yes.
talk about you.
What you've been doing in LA, all that. So let's start with when did you start the Twitter account and why?
Yes. Why? I don't know. That's a good question.
Okay, great.
Because I was bored.
Yeah.
I was bored. I was living in Los Angeles after living in Chicago for many years. And I wanted something like a creative outlet. I wanted to just, have something to like crank out jokes. And so I think it was 2014. And I have ants.
Ants.
I have ants that are just like this. And
Okay.
I
Wow.
have spent my life just like observing them
Yes.
and like soaking them in. And so I was like, oh, it'd be really funny to like tweet as if I were one of these
Yeah.
like women, these
That's
like
so
hard
funny.
partying with the spiky hair.
Yeah. The
You know,
little-
and the bedazzled jeans and all that shit. And
The burgundy
Von Dutch.
hair.
I've said this in other interviews, but I worked at Mike Ditka's restaurant for like 5
Oh,
years.
Oh
did
yeah,
you?
so I did.
And there's a shitload of Chicago
Yeah.
party
Oh,
ants
Oh
that
yeah,
hang out there.
Oh yeah, that's their business, they area.
That's
Yeah,
their
they
freaking
element,
like, like they're drinking Pinot Grigio at lunch. Oh, and as a matter of fact, Mike Ditka's wife, Diane Ditka,
Yeah.
Stop.
she kind of looks like Chicago. She's got like the
Really?
hair, and
Wow.
she used to. So when the smoking ban went into effect in Chicago years ago,
Oh,
when
I
I was
remember.
working there,
Yeah.
she just ignored it and would still smoke cigarettes at the
Stop.
bar.
Oh yeah.
And she would just like pay the fine.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Chicago as it
Wow.
gets. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
very
that is-
Chicago. Yeah, we don't give a damn.
Yeah,
That's
truly.
we
crazy.
do not give a damn. But the Twitter account though, man, like
Yeah.
it really blew up, and I know we got listeners all over the country, man, and you kind of intake Chicago.
Yeah.
Y'all don't understand that
Yeah.
that Chicago party ant was literally like, where did this come from? Why are they our friend all of a sudden? Like, why do we like them so much? And like, who is it? You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
so like, how did you keep the anonymity?
And then
You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then limited.
Yeah, that one.
Put a beat. Anonymity.
You can start pushing buttons, man.
I ain't got the button yet. I can play the thing.
I ain't got the button yet. How'd you
So
remain
pretty
anonymous?
quickly I was like, oh, it would be better if I didn't like let people know that this was me, and
Yeah.
so people just think it's this actual woman. The original headshot, the original like profile picture
Yeah.
that I found, I just Googled
Stop.
short spiky haircuts for women, and
Stop.
and like the first picture that popped up, I was like, this is perfect. And so I was using that at first for
so
like years,
funny.
Yeah.
but then I was like, oh shit, this woman, if she's still
If she's
alive,
Right.
could find me
Yeah.
and sue me.
Yeah,
you know.
Because you blew up.
Oh yeah, because it blew up.
Yeah, it blew up. Man,
Yeah.
it was
Wow.
it was so dope because like you see it and you like, I don't know who it is, but this shit funny.
Yeah.
You know
So,
what I'm saying?
what was
Yeah.
the moment for you that you realized that, oh shit, this is like people are into this?
Are
like,
into it?
Yeah.
Well, I remember a moment was when Stephen Colbert started retweeting it, and
That's
Yeah,
insane.
man,
yeah,
you had to go crazy.
I was like, holy! Like I remember that morning, I was like, is this real? And he tweeted something like, "Okay, I'm into this" or something like that. And was
Wow.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a Second City
I
guy,
was
you
about to say,
know,
right.
and yeah.
Got his
So-
picture up there and everything
Yeah.
on the walls
Yeah.
there.
So that was a big moment.
I mean,
for
who
me.
hasn't been to Second City? Shit,
Yeah,
I
that's-
feel
that's
every
like part of
person
Chicago.
would bump into a
So-
Second City person.
Yeah, I've been.
You've got a Second City tattoo on your arm.
I do. Yeah, if you can see it, people on YouTube, I do have it tattooed on me.
That's the famous bentwood chairs.
Yes, it is. Yes.
That we use at Second City.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes, sir.
his whole arm is
Yeah,
everything.
This is Chicago power arm right here.
Have
so.
you talked talked about this arm on your podcast?
I
yet?
have not talked about it,
Dude.
I, you know, I,
All right,
I
tell us what's on there.
Okay, well, first I do have the bentwood chair.
This is your left arm.
This
correct?
is my left arm,
Yes.
and I'm. This is kind of started out as like just my first tattoos, right? But now I kind of commemorate everything that goes on in my life, particularly in Chicago, when it comes to entertainment. So I got the Cubs winning the World Series. That had to be there. Sorry, like
It had to be
had
non-negotiable.
Yeah, got the mic, the crown.
I have a question about
Yeah.
this, but you can keep going.
Yeah.
Because, well, no, let me ask you
Yeah,
right
you
now.
can ask it.
So you grew up on the South Side.
Yes, sir.
How'd you become a Cubs fan?
That's all they had on TV.
Oh,
Shit,
on
like,
WGN.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know, it's like that. I tell people that story all the time. It's like not that I don't like the White Sox.
Right,
It's just
right.
you know when it's in your face, the Cubs.
Harry Carey.
Yeah,
Right.
you know, like
Yeah.
Sean Dunston.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like
Andre Dawson.
Andre Dawson, same
Ron
birthday as me.
Sandberg, for real?
Yeah, July 10th.
My favorite baseball player ever, Mark Grace.
Yeah, man,
Who used
another.
to smoke cigarettes in the dugout.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Mark Grace was one of the best first basemen
I
all
like how
time.
you're looking at me like I.
Well,
he's
you should
like,
know
you
this.
Yeah,
should know
you should.
this.
Yeah, we always. Every time in sports, I'm like, you know, this gonna come up on Jeopardy sometime. And
I'm not even listening. There's auto tune music.
This gonna be a
in
couples
my-
podcast game, and we need to win.
That's
you know?
right. Pay attention.
You know, let her know. You know? But yeah, so you know, I got
Okay, yeah, keep going.
Yeah, I got the mic. Now, here's the cool thing about the mic. So this mic has Mac and D Twice written in there. And Mac is my shout out to Bernie Mac. He's my favorite.
Yeah.
He's my favorite comedian of all time.
Where did he grow up? I know
South
Chicago,
side.
South Side, but
South
where,
side.
where exactly? now?
Almost southwest side.
Okay,
You know what I mean? Like
okay.
southwest side. D Twice was my old Instagram handle when I first became a comedian, and I stopped using that when and went with Dario D Comedy. So that's
wow.
why I got that in the crown. Plus, I think I'm good at it.
Yeah.
And the cool, my favorite part is this right here is Cheer Up Chicago, Cheer Up Rise Again. This was the
Yeah.
first article
Right,
written after the Chicago fire back in 1871.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yes. So I got it written. It wasn't written like this, but I got it written
That's
in that kind of way.
cool.
So
And then
yeah.
you have the stars.
The stars.
Wait,
And the
you got to say in the Picasso.
Oh, yeah, I
Come
got
on,
the
that's
Chicago
like the-
Picasso.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Picasso because I'm an artist, you know. And
Yeah, I
it's-
like that.
And I'm kind of wild, so Chicago
Hey.
Picasso, right there.
And nobody
that-
knows what it is.
Because when that was unveiled, people, I heard people were like, "What the fuck is
Yes,
this?"
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
We do. Nobody knows.
Nobody,
to this day.
right?
Is
But
it a
now
horse?
we've embraced it. Like
Yeah.
we
Right.
love it. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
us,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
but you though, man, like you, this is, people they'll find out about me, man. This is, but so you were talking and want to kind of share this, but
Yeah.
I think everybody in Chicago sees like what you've done is very like inspiring, you know, to kind of come out of the city and be something in Hollywood of all places.
and something that still relates to the city. So
Yes.
like you haven't
Yes.
like you're still doing something very
It's
very
Chicago Party Inc. is
Yeah,
the name of
right.
the title, so it feels good. So when that moment that you're like, hey, we on Netflix, what was that moment
Oh
like?
my God, crazy! Like the one moment I point to is when they put a billboard up in. There was one in Times Square.
Stop.
There was one.
What?
There was
Ooh,
one
that
in,
had to feel
in
good.
Wrigleyville, and then there was one in L.A.
Wow.
And when somebody told me that they put it up, and so I drove to it in L.A. and I like turned this corner and look up, and there's this giant billboard
Oh my God.
of this thing that I just came up with in my boxer shorts, you know,
At the
fun-
crib, just
at the
chilling.
crib with no inspiration, like no. I didn't have any plans for it, you know,
Yeah,
no
yeah, yeah.
aspirations.
Right.
I was just like, I'll do this for fun, and so I'm looking up at this billboard, like, holy shit!
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
did this? That was a cool.
Yeah,
moment.
I feel like that's a true testament to what you were saying earlier, where if you do something that you actually genuinely enjoy,
Yeah.
it'll
Totally.
come through, and that's what's going to catch people's attention.
Yeah,
Totally.
Yeah, and,
Totally.
and I think it, like I said, it resonates in, you know, Chicago is going to take to Chicago. So,
sure.
like,
Right.
at the end of the day, we're like, damn, like, we made it, you know? like,
Yeah.
we made it. That's what it feels like. The characters, though. We
yeah.
know Diane is based off of, you know, family,
Yes.
people, women you know.
Yeah.
I was reading an article about how you came up with Mikey, you know?
Oh,
You wanna-
the son?
Yeah, the son. You want to talk about, because I like that story, how you came up with it.
Is it? Wait, which story did you hear? Did you hear the one about?
Yeah, well, about how there was, I think, co-workers, you would come in and talk to folks at work, and you talk about family, and there was this character was byproduct of another story you kind of heard. You kind of like mix them together. Did I get that correct? Or?
Yeah, maybe. Oh! I know what you're talking about. There's this guy who has a Twitter account, and he kind of looks like Mikey in Chicago.
Yeah,
And
there we go.
one day in Chicago, it was like Arctic blast or whatever.
Yeah.
And this kid was he was posting videos driving around, picking up people at the bus stop.
Okay,
And
yeah.
giving them a ride,
Yeah.
so they didn't have to freeze.
Yeah.
And I was like, this kid has a heart of gold,
Aw.
and And I think it was like, oh, that should be the
That should
sun.
be the
like,
sun, yeah.
totally. So Chicago.
Yeah.
The kind of kid who, like, even though it's negative 15, he's still wearing cargo shorts. You know?
Right. Oh God.
Yeah, he had a coming to light moment on the show too.
Yeah.
So he became his own. I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And like driving like a Caprice Classic, you know,
Right.
like, oh, yeah.
It was fantastic, man. Look, dude, like I'm honestly like, thank you for doing it. It's,
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
and I know we talked to you hung out with Dilla, and you two,
Oh, yeah.
having one hell of a year. I mean,
Yeah, for
Seriously.
real.
I
For
mean,
real.
shit. Like,
I know, man. We're kind of on. Dilla and I are kind of on like the same path
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Social media stuff blowing up,
Yeah.
Chicago,
For sure.
And so we met a couple months ago for the first time and
Yeah.
hung out. And he's doing some cool stuff.
Yeah.
he's doing
he
some
really
big-
is.
Man, I'll never forget it. He was on our podcast. We had him on right before he like took off.
Oh, for real? Yeah.
And one of the last things he said to us, Sarah goes, "Man, you a legend. You this, that, and the other." And he goes, "Man, well, if it comes to me, I certainly won't shy away from it."
Yep.
And it was like a month later,
Yep.
boom, and we were like,
Yeah.
"Holy shit!"
Yeah.
So, man, congrats to y'all, man. Y'all
Oh, thank you.
both
Yeah,
of you
that's fire.
and y'all killing it, man.
Thank you.
But we we got history to talk about.
Yeah,
This is 77, and we got some fun facts for you. You ready for it?
You ready to learn?
You ready to learn?
Is there a sound effect that goes with this?
Yeah, there is.
You
Hey, look
know
at
it.
you. It's like you know already.
The more
You're
you
welcome.
know.
The more you know. Y'all, we are in, this is called near South Side. Not South Side, near South Side. This is community area number 33. And it's got a lot of, you wouldn't think that this was a community area.
Yeah, right.
But it is, because a lot of it is tourist attractions,
Right.
a lot of history here. But let's go ahead and get into it.
Are we right now in the main showroom of McCormick Place?
We are, yes.
This is like the big showroom.
So
right?
there's really two.
Oh, is it
there's-
really?
So
Okay.
across the hall is
Okay. Is another one.
Is another
Wow.
Where, like where
equally.
people went through security to
Yeah,
get in
yeah.
here. That's the second
Oh,
hall.
got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and really, this
huge.
is like one of four. I'll get to that.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
I'll get to that. But so for the people that want to know, we got the boundaries for near South Side is north. To the north, we got Roosevelt Road. To the south, 26th Street. West is a little bit different. So we got Chicago River between Roosevelt and 18th Street, Clark Street between 18th and Cermak Road, Federal between Cermak and Stevenson, which is 55 for those that don't know. Clark Street between Stevenson and 26th, and to the east we have, of course, Lake Michigan.
Yes.
Those are the boundaries.
It's always.
It's well, when you get this far in outside, it's Lake Michigan is
Right,
is all
okay.
we got. But the history. So this was initially a wagon trail road for travelers that would come around the bend of Lake Michigan. So coming from like Michigan and Indiana, and they
yeah.
were this was like the path. So it was like mainly for the wagon trail. Fun fact: this wagon trail is where they started Fort Dearborn. So this is how they would get to Fort
Really?
Dearborn, which is one of the Chicago stars, and
Yeah,
of
right.
course one of the main focal points here in the city.
Yeah.
So pretty cool that area, right?
That's really cool. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's different. It's because you like wagon trail, but like, hey, Fort Dearborn, it came out of it.
Yeah.
It was first populated by settlers that were working on the Illinois-Michigan Canal. So those are the first people that kind of stopped here, and because the area was close to the railroads, that's when the businesses said, hey, let's come on over and let's jump to the businesses. Let's make this an area where we want to settle and kind of start our own thing up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know where the Union Stockyards were? They're probably pretty close.
Look at this dude. Let me give him a coin. Let me.
Oh, there's coins on this bucket?
Bro, I told you we got a lot of them.
Yeah, well, you can't cash them out though.
Yeah,
Chris.
you can't- yeah,
You
this-
can't cash the coins. These are metaphorical coins.
That's all they are.
I can't use them here at Comic-Con? I
No.
feel like this would be the perfect place to cash in my
They,
coins.
they gave me a coin on the podcast. Can I cash them?
Yeah, give me.
We got to plug everything back in just to use it. You got to put the headphones just to be able to cash out. But funny that you say that. So the city purchased took over
Yeah.
this part of the area in 1853. It's the same period that the Illinois Central Railroad was built.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
okay.
that was good. That was
okay.
I like
okay.
I like when a guest got something, you know. That's pretty good. So this area, and that's kind of like the nerdy stuff. I shorten the stuff up because there's a lot of cool shit here. Are you familiar with the Century of Progress?
Yes.
Okay, so the Century of Progress was a centennial celebration for Chicago being a city, and we were incorporated. It was incorporated in 1837. 33 is really when it was like a town, a city, right? So in 1933 was the celebration of the Century of Progress, and the motto there was "Science finds, industry applies, and man adapts."
Yeah.
So pretty cool. You got any before I get into it, I want to give you some more coins. You got any perspective on the Century of Progress?
So there's two big things in Chicago. There's the Century of Progress, and then there's the World's Fair.
Hey.
And there's
Let's go.
Again,
Let's go.
these are non-transferable, non-cashable
Let's
coins.
We're going to disclaim that. He's got two, though. We keep it track.
where the hell's Mario and Luigi? I gotta talk to
It's
these
me,
things.
it's Dario. That's what you get. That's the poor man's version.
But I think some people get those two things. They combine the two, but they were two separate things.
They were.
The World's Fair was, I'm assuming, after the Century of Progress, or was
No,
it
the
before?
World's Fair was before 1893.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So what was a bigger deal? Do you know?
Well, the World's Fair, I don't know. They both were equal in Chicago's eye because they represent two of the stars on the flag.
Right,
So for
But
those,
the World's Fair had the mermaid.
here we go with the goddamn mermaids.
They were mermaids?
No, they
Yeah,
were.
they had a mermaid, Chris. Do you believe in mermaids?
Yeah, I believe in mermaids.
What the fuck? You believe in mermaids?
Fuck yeah.
What? Like, God damn it.
You know what? That's it. That's all I need to say this episode. Keep going. When you're Dearborn.
I've seen a couple mermaids walking around this
There
place.
you go.
They not real.
Each two, they got mermaids.
They walking on feet, you know?
You know what side note, you know what I do wonder about this place? When somebody sees somebody dressed in the same outfit, are they like,
Is
hey,
it
what's
beef?
up?
Yeah.
Or is there beef?
Is it
Because
beef?
I've seen a couple of the same outfits walking around.
You see who's better. Like, there's a few R2-D2s rolling around here. Now, one of them look a little bit more raggedy than the next one. I'm just saying.
Somebody who took his head off.
Literally rolling around. I love it.
Right on the side, just doing this. Somebody walking in the back, beep, boop, beep, boop. Not even a... Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. Anyway, to answer the question, the World's Fair, I would probably say, is the bigger one because that came after the Chicago fire, and that was the whole reason, is to show Chicago can rebuild and to show off to the world.
Yes,
so,
and we kind of won it. Other cities wanted it, and we won it.
We
right?
won both of these, too.
Yeah. Oh, okay,
we won both of these, and we really showed out here. Here's some fun facts, because it's going to blow your mind. If y'all don't know, the listeners, and I'm going to wow y'all. Yeah. So it was nicknamed...
Just broke the fourth
wall. We love it. I don't worry. I did it last episode. So, hey, it was nicknamed Rainbow City. If you remember, the World's Fair was nicknamed White City.
Yes, right.
Yep. This is Rainbow City, and a lot of the buildings were different colors to kind of signify the Rainbow City, and it was to show that we were colorful this time around, and we can grow and kind of science as being the thing. So,
I love that.
Yeah. Here's another fun fact. The first ever Major League Baseball All-Star game was performed during that time. Because,
Come on.
I'm not even joking, right over at Comiskey Park.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, no shit.
So they put that together.
That's cool.
They put it together because they were like, let's showcase, because we're showcasing to the world. In 1933, we showcased
And they kept it?
And they kept it because the success was so big.
I love that.
So anybody that says Chicago is not the greatest, we continually prove to you we are the best.
The greatest.
The greatest.
Side note, the first softball game was played in Chicago. First ever softball game.
We got 3, y'all. This might be a record. It's cash out. Where's my man's check?
Give me the money.
Give it to him. It's a me. Here we go. So the cars, obviously, with this being the Century of Progress,
right?
They debuted a lot of dream cars. One of them being the Cadillac V16 limo. That was one. Now, granted, that's still a concept.
They were making limos in the 30s?
Well, yeah, it was just a big ass car. That's what it was.
Oh,
damn, okay.
Yeah. And then now here's the one that's probably the coolest, because I think all Chicagoans, everybody that's been to a museum, you've seen this. So May 26th of 1934, the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad company had a train called the Zephyr. I don't know if anybody knows what the Zephyr
Yes.
is. Okay, the Zephyr, and I'll explain what it is. Zephyr was like their leading car, and the reason why it was famous is because it broke the record for travel during those times, especially when it comes to speed and how fast it can get there. The record-breaking dawn to dusk run from Denver, Colorado to Chicago was 13 hours and 5 minutes. And they named that run Dawn to Dusk. And so they reached speeds of the highest, 112 miles per hour, and 78 was a consistent speed. But that was the fastest time travel from a train. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So why did you know the word Zephyr? What is?
I can picture what the thing looks like because
Yes.
it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's a very cool. You should Google it. Yeah,
He's like, look that shit up.
No, I could do you one better, and we'll have the picture up. To
you
show
will?
it.
Yeah, great.
We will have the
Yeah,
picture up.
yeah.
But anybody that's been to the Museum of Science and Industry, when you first walk in, the very first exhibit that you see besides the shop that's right there in front of your face is the Zephyr.
that's why I know it.
From that, I know. That's
Yes,
why you
that's
know.
why I
Oh,
can picture
really?
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that big
Okay,
speedy
then I've
bullet
seen
train.
it, yeah.
I'm sure. If
Yeah.
you've been to the museum,
Yeah.
you've seen it because
We've been to the museum.
it's like the only free thing you can do.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you walk
yeah.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you can walk in, you can just touch it, but that train is actually on display.
Wow, yeah.
That's crazy.
And the cool thing about it is when it completed that run, it completed it during the World Century of Progress, and they made a big deal out of it. The train actually pulled up to the stage. They called it the Wings of a Century. Is how the train made its
Wow.
grand entry to the Century of Progress.
That's
a bunch
cool.
of show-offs in the city.
Yeah, it's you know, we're very flashy. You know?
You know what's hilarious though is that the trains have only gotten slower since then. Like
Less consistent.
yes,
What's the opposite of a Zephyr? You know?
Heifer.
Come on.
she is funny. She's funnier than you.
She was okay. All right. Man, that was good. I ain't gonna lie. That was. Neither one of us can say it. We not getting in
That's
trouble.
what it's the Metra heifer. All aboard!
More cowbell.
Yeah, yeah.
Stop
This
it.
thing tops off at 35 miles per hour. from Chicago to Naperville, from dawn to dusk.
13 hours to get there.
And if y'all don't know, he ain't lying about that. That's a real life thing.
It does take 13 hours to get from
Boy.
Chicago to Naperville in
Boy,
public
you
transportation.
catch that at the wrong time, yeah, your ass gonna be stuck in Chicago. You're gonna be stuck. Just a couple more facts. So a lot of the stuff is obviously that's back in the day, but Northerly Island is in the area. A lot of that stuff is still there. McCormick Place, of course, here still has some of the stuff from back in the day. The Balboa Monument, which is by Soldier Field. That commemorated Benito Mussolini honored General Italo Balbo his 1933 transatlantic flight, and that's that monument is right over by Soldier Field.
That's where the Bears play.
She trolling.
For the next couple of years.
Yeah,
until they-
we don't know. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
That's true.
So there's a couple things. We'll start with the Bears. What do you think? Do you think they're really leaving? I don't think they're leaving.
You know, at first I didn't think they were leaving, but now
They start talking about the
I'm
purchasing.
like, oh shit, maybe they're leaving.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, what's the alternative?
I think it's a bluff. I mean, they got space. They got space to build it. It's just, Chicago ain't gonna pay
I thought
that
they
much.
said they
Right.
weren't. They can't expand it because it's like a historical
Well, they can't
site.
expand that. They don't want to expand that. Is what it is. Like they don't want Soldier Field necessarily.
So if they stop
Right.
playing there, what is that field going to be used for?
it's
soccer and concerts
yeah,
or something.
Yeah, it's actually it's a park district. It's not.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Oh,
right.
it's owned
yeah.
by the city.
Yeah, it's owned by the city. It's not. It's actually owned by Illinois.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why they had to fight to get statues, like Walter Payton's
Yes.
statue. They had
Yes.
to fight to get it up there
Because that's
it's like
yeah.
and it's also a historical landmark or whatever.
Fun fact: it is not.
Oh, it's not.
It is not.
But
Really?
something
I thought
about
it was.
isn't it an honor for soldiers or something?
Yes, but it lost its landmark status.
It did?
Yeah, in 2006 because
When
of
they-
the renovation.
When they built the UFO
Yes,
on top.
when they did all that
That's
shit,
right.
they took away the landmark status. So
That's right.
it'll.
Okay, well, shit. Then knock it down and build a bigger one.
You're right.
there.
If it don't matter no more, no. Look at.
For real.
Serious problem solved.
But I don't know if they're allowed to knock down. Are they not allowed to knock?
Well, they don't have the right to.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
it's Illinois. So,
yeah.
and also,
Who runs Illinois? Can we get him on the phone?
Hey, Pritzker, what's up?
Pritzker, yeah.
Oh.
Pritzker, what's up? I mean, but to be honest with you, I think we still paying that bill for the first renovation.
I think,
really?
right.
Another fun fact, though,
Please.
so it's the oldest stadium in the NFL. Holds 66,000 people.
Okay.
But at one point, it held 100,000 people.
So what happened?
Right.
So it used to be shaped like a U, and they had by the north end zone there were more seats there. And it actually it was 75,000 acre hole. But then if you add more columns, you can have more seats there, and that's what made it 100,000.
Wow.
Just do that again.
Yeah. So when they took
so
off,
many solutions. Right here.
You should run
I should
for
run this.
mayor.
What is running Illinois running?
whatever the noise is.
Luckily, there's no bureaucracy or red tape in
right,
Chicago that
right.
you have to deal with.
So easy.
It's easy to get shit done.
You just give them cash out with the coins from this podcast.
Yeah, I got 3 coins here.
Yeah.
They're worth a lot, Chicago.
I will say one thing real quick. I recently, because I'm living in LA, went to the new SoFi Stadium
Oh
in
my God,
LA.
$10 billion.
And walking into that place, I was like, "Oh shit, this is nice."
Yes.
Like
Really?
compared to,
Yeah, I'm about to say, it's really dope, ain't it?
it's awesome.
The pictures don't do
So
it justice.
that's when that moment I was like, "Oh, maybe we should move to Arlington Heights."
They say they could build. The problem is that I have is like that we know we could build something, but
Yeah.
they're at odds at doing it.
Yeah,
You know
right.
what I mean?
I think Kanye should come
No.
back and spend some of his money
Hey,
to
look.
build a.
Hey, look.
He got it.
The Kanye West Stadium.
I don't
Yeah.
No, hell, the boy.
Or
We got
just-
enough ego with Kanye. We good. We don't want that. That is the opinions of Chris and Sarah.
Do not-
don't belong to me. Not my ass. Shit.
Then it would be confusing though, because there'd be like the West entrance, and you're like so I gotta go the West entrance.
The West
Hey.
of the West.
Yeah.
Let me.
right.
That was good.
Thank
that
you.
was.
I'm racking them up.
that was good. Not gonna lie. McCormick Place. Though about this place, largest convention center in North America.
Is it really?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I love that.
Opened in 1960, burned in 1967, rebuilt in 1971,
Damn.
and extended in 86, 97, and 07.
Why is everything in this city always fucking burning down?
We have PTSD like
and,
none
and
other.
there's
real.
like a fire hydrant on every other block. Like I can't
Yeah.
park anywhere because there's fire hydrants, and your shit still burns down. Like
So this
Something-
thing burnt down?
Burned down.
Wow.
Burned down. Had to redo it.
Wow.
Had to redo it. Had to redo it 4 years later. That's
So we're sitting in the largest convention center in
North America.
North America right
Yeah.
now.
yeah.
Wow.
Largest
Do you feel
convention-
better about being here
Now I do. Now I'm like, oh, okay.
I knew I had you. I was like, I got some stats for you, my brother. Here's another cool thing, because in this area also, Adler Planetarium
Yes.
was the U.S.'s first ever planetarium.
Was it? Wow.
Yes, it was. It was built in 1930
That's
by
crazy.
Max Adler.
Wow.
Yes, and again, it's the first planetarium in Chicago.
That's crazy.
In the U.S.
That's
in the U.S.
cool.
Last fun fact before we get out of here. Last fun fact. Field Museum
Yes.
of Natural History, which is in this area, is one of the largest museums of its type in the world.
Wow.
Yeah, they if you don't know, if you haven't been here, Field Museum have a lot of artifacts, history, Sue the dinosaur,
Dinosaurs.
which is the largest T-Rex ever.
Fossil.
Complete
fossil.
Complete
yeah.
fossil, yeah. So it's the largest in the world. Now, fun fact about that, it was originally called the Columbia Museum of Chicago.
Interesting.
Because it was built for the World's Fair, the first one. So, yeah, and that was called the World's Columbian Fair. But Chicago, we of course call it Chicago's Fair.
Of course, yeah.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, brought to you by T-Mobile. We call-
Whatever the fuck that noise is.
Isn't it what is it called? That insurance company that's from Illinois.
Ah, shit,
State Farm?
State
State
Farm.
Farm.
State Farm. They built the football stadium and the College of Business at ISU that I went to.
They
Did
just
they
go-
really? Yeah.
Damn, they just own. They
Oh,
got.
you went to ISU? I took a tour of ISU and got stuck in an elevator for an hour.
Isn't
Stop
that
it.
just the worst?
Yeah.
No, it's a
Stop it.
decent campus.
Yeah. It was fun.
The town is shitty. It's called Normal.
Yeah,
Normal,
that's literally
Illinois.
the name of the town.
I,
Yeah.
I
Couldn't
once
be more normal.
I once lived in Plainfield. So I
Wait,
don't
so
want-
but then when they built, because they Soldier Field and Field Museum and all that, it all kind of looks the same with the columns.
Yeah,
And so that was like the theme.
That's the theme. That's
Yeah.
the theme.
the White City, right? Is that
the
why?
White City, yeah. They made it like that. 1905, the name was changed, and of course, the original location was over in Jackson Park, for the World's Fair. They moved it to here because they wanted to kind of get free up some space and it's a better location.
Yeah.
It's a little fun fact. Of course, Shed Aquarium.
That's now where the Obama Museum is going to be, right? Is that Jackson Park?
No, that is going to...
Isn't that Hyde Park?
Obama
No,
Library.
not Hyde Park. I think it is Jackson Park.
It's Jackson Park.
Yeah, Jackson Park, yeah.
The Obama Library, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a beautiful
And isn't there still a gold statue somewhere from the World's Fair?
Yep.
Or from?
There's a lot of stuff that's still up. Actually, the only remaining structure from that is the Museum of Science and Industry.
Yeah.
That's the only we found out about that a few episodes ago.
Interesting.
Yeah. But that's the fun facts about this area.
I love it.
Yeah, hell yeah, it's pretty cool.
What about food shit? We haven't talked about any food shit.
That's a very good plug.
That's what this podcast is.
That's what it is. We gonna do that. People gonna hate us because we ain't gonna go that far. But we'll be right back after the break, y'all.
Thank y'all for joining another episode. Stay tuned Monday. We'll be back with a brand new episode for y'all. Y'all stay warm out there and stay fresh. Peace.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode, and we hope you loved it.
And if you could, please follow us on social media at 77 Flavors Shy on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter.
If you have any ideas or deep dives that you'd love us to do, please contact us at media@77flavorsshy. That's the number 77 flavors and shy for Chicago.com.
If you like visuals, please subscribe and follow and watch us on our YouTube channel at the same thing, 77 Flavors Shy, or search 77 Flavors of Chicago.
If you would like to support us monetarily, go ahead and click that Buzzsprout link in the description of this episode.
And as always, we gonna see you next week. Peace.